Alrighty, our starter. Our starter that we mixed up and fed this morning. It's really nice and bubbly and tripled in size. We're gonna make some bread. Okay, so first thing I'm doing, I'm gonna use 400 grams of flour to make one loaf of bread. 400 grams makes a really good, manageable, size loaf. It's not too big, not too small. And so that's what we're doing. And I'm gonna mix some flours. Right now this is bread flour. I'm gonna use about 300 grams. Actually 350 grams of bread flour. That's good. And then we're going to finish off our total of 400 grams with some whole wheat flour. Yeah, 400 up to 420. Then I got some dark rye flour. It's fun to mix up different things, different types of flours, you get different flavors. Ooh, I went over 400. Settle down, Johnny. Okay, we're close to 400 now. It is important to keep your measurements. So now what we want, we're going to mix this flour up. Get it all mixed. Now we're going to figure how much water. We want 70% hydration. That's a really good amount. To get a nice light loaf, it's not too hard to manage. It won't be too sticky. So we're going to measure out 70% of our 400 grams. Everything starts with the weight of the flour. So the flour weighs 400 grams and we want 70% hydration. So we're going to get our fancy little calculator here and we're going to say 400 times 0.70. 280 grams is what we need of water. That's 70% hydration. So let's get 70 grams or 280 grams of water. Way too much. We're getting close. I'm doing this kind of a weird way, but who cares? 287, we'll go with that. Okay, now what we want is 15% of this whole volume of our starter. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with a calculator. 400 times 0.15. That's 60 grams. So let's add 60 grams of starter to our water. $80 plus 60. I'm going to go up to 340. There we go. Put a little bit more in. You see how that starter's floating? That's what you want. It's got to be floating. That means it's ready to use. If it sinks to the bottom, No. Don't make bread with it. All right, so what are we gonna do now? Let's get the scale out of the way since we're done measuring. We're gonna add our liquid to the flour. And get my fancy tool. No, I ain't gonna do that. Okay, we're just gonna start mixing. All we want to do at this point is get everything incorporated. Get every little bit of flour mixed in with the water. I like to use my hands at this point. Just make sure we're getting that. You don't want any loose flour. None. No little crumbs. We're not really kneading the dough. You don't want to knead it. Don't need to. Don't need to knead it. Okay, we just want to get it all sopped up. All the crumbs, loose flour. And that's it. Right there. Now we're going to cover it with plastic. Sorry for all the noise. Cover this up with some plastic. And we'll put a towel over it. And we're going to let this sit for an hour. Just leave it alone for an hour.